So I had to say goodbye to a couple of blueberry bushes and one of my apple trees. One is growing great, and the other one just never took off. And same thing with the blueberries. I'm not sure if the soil was not acidic enough, if I didn't dig deep enough. The soil might have just been too dense. I have a lot of clay here. So I had to let it go because they're not growing anymore. And hopefully what's left will grow really well. Good morning. I am doing a little walk under my umbrella before I head out for the day. I had an extra 20 minutes, so I figured, why not? Even though it's raining, it's not raining hard, and it's always nice to walk in the rain a little bit and get some of that, some of the ions and things that are being kicked up as the rain falls. I am thinking this morning about letting go, and not just of letting go of people, but letting go of ideas, letting go of places, things that no longer serve my life, and how important that can be to moving on and allowing for new things to take hold, and new things to bloom and take the place of other things. Sometimes it's our thoughts that we need to let go of, an idea of the way things should be, which can cause us to not accept the way that things are. Not that we need to completely condone a situation that feels untenable, a situation that we don't want to be in, but accepting where we are in any given moment can help us really see the reality of that moment and of that experience, to then say, okay, this is what I don't like about it. This is what I would like to happen. Now, how can I get from this point to the next? If we're constantly ruminating on what could be, or what is not, I should say, because we want to think about what could be in a practical way. But if we're constantly thinking about what the situation is not, what I wish it was, without thinking about the practical steps to get it there, or without thinking if that end goal is even something possible or actually desirable, then we kind of get into a headspace where we're just living in a fantasy that's probably not even going to be that great of reality if we were to experience it. So, trying to let go of preconceived ideas of how things should be, and leaning into, this is what is, but this is what I want. What is good about where I am now? And how do I take steps to move forward in order to get to where I want to be, or as close to where I want to be as possible? And letting go in particular of that word should. So I have a close friend of mine, and she loves to say, stop shoulding all over yourself. Because there is no should, really, because everyone's situation and circumstance is different. So what works for me is not necessarily going to work for you. And what works for somebody else is not necessarily going to work for me. It might work in theory, but the circumstances of my life don't dictate that it's going to go exactly the way it went for someone else. So that is my first letting go. Letting go of ideas and thoughts that no longer serve us. Letting go of people and places can be harder because we have such an energetic bond to people and places that acknowledging that our paths are going a separate way can be difficult. But by doing so, we allow for new energies, new opportunities to take their place. And that new energy may not be in the form of a person. If you're letting go of a person, it may be in having more time. You may discover a new hobby that you like to do that you didn't explore before. So you're really just allowing yourself to fill that space on your own, without that person being there. And it doesn't mean that you'll never see this person again. It just means that for now, your paths are diverging. And in the future, if your paths are aligned again, you may run across each other. Letting go of places is a little more ethereal, especially if that place is not necessarily tied to a person, but tied to a time in your life. So there was a time where I was hiking a lot, I think every weekend, and at least 3 or 4 times a year I was going out to the mountains and hiking. And right now, my time in my life just does not allow for that. So I had this real longing to get back out into that space again. However, I discovered that there's plenty of hiking on this side of the world. And I really enjoy it. Is it different? Yes. It's not quite the same feeling as I had going into the larger mountains, with the bigger inclines, because when I was visiting those places, it was really tied to a time in my life where I was going through a lot. And being in those mountains really helped me emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So it will be different, but it doesn't mean that it's not also great. So just allowing yourself to let go for now of people, places, things, thoughts, and ideas to explore something new can really open up new worlds to you, and it can open up a new way of thinking, and you never know what opportunities that might bring to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.